Test, 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 test. Test, test. I am definitely I am definitely okay. If not, a lot of people show up because I've been pushing myself pretty hard. And we all have an uphill climb, and we all are looking at ways to navigate our day. And we figure things out as we go along. What's up, Sasquatch? Well, I was just I was just thinking about that. Is like, hey Alex, hey, I'm glad to see you at a show. And maybe the later the better, who knows, but the thing the thing that like so I of course I'm disappointed, right? That I got myself all what's up, Uncle Paranoia? So of course I'm like disappointed that I'm late, right? But when I can say, right, and it's hard for me to like it's hard for me to uh say positive things about myself, And hey Karen. And so but I will say this, right? Um the thing I like about um just the way I've been the last I don't know, the last few years, is that when it's time to do things, I just go for it and I figure it out later, Maybe and I think that I'm planning, for everything and trying to trying to think about every variable and all that and I like to give myself like to give myself credit for my planning skills and all that, but really I'm not good at that. And so I knew that like I thought like okay, well 12 hours apart, yeah, there shouldn't be no problem with that, having some shows 12 hours apart. That shouldn't be a problem with that. But we learn as we go along. I mean, I guess. And I guess like so when when I okay, so 4 years ago, right? When when like we found out about the flat Earth and all the deception, right? But it was also giving us a lot of good confirmation about the Bible, right? Well, I at that point, with that much faith that God was real, right? Like it was like, man, I don't know how anybody in Hollywood or anywhere, right, could like yeah, right, pump up the jam. But I don't know how anyone in Hollywood could like, give up their soul, man, for millions of dollars, right? Or even billions of dollars. I'm like, that's a dumb trade, right? Like there's no way like if someone said, Steven, I'll give you, uh, billions of dollars to, you I'm so sorry, Faith. I'm the worst. But so like, if someone said like, yeah, I'll give you billions of dollars for your soul, right? Like, there's no way I can make that deal. That's dumb, right? But after seeing, right, exactly, Sasquatch, right? It's not all for the money, right? But here's the thing, right? After seeing what I've been seeing, right? The last, well, let's say this last year, right? Of just people just throwing away like good friends for an abusive set of friends or good people for bad, just the people around us, right, are making decisions that are baffling to me because a little attention is better than, good relationships, And it makes me think that not only are there people selling their soul for millions of dollars, right? Because I was even thinking about it like, man, there's even people that have like sold their soul for like, you know, YouTube channels or, maybe a job at a job, in the city council or something, right? Like after seeing what I've been seeing this last year, I wouldn't be surprised if people weren't selling their soul for $100, man. And it's discouraging, man. It's discouraging because there's people like that I care about or that I know now personally, right? Like maybe not selling their soul, but like making some pretty questionable decisions, right? And yeah, I think where I went wrong, Cindy, 7 o'clock really. Well, it's 7 o'clock somewhere. Where I guess I don't know if you're in Hawaii. It's 6:30, so like I don't know if you swim out if you swim out about 100 miles offshore of Hawaii, it's 7 o'clock there somewhere. But yeah, man, some people are selling their soul for Krispy Kreme donuts, and you know what? That doesn't surprise me now. But like, it used to, man. It used to like I'm like, how could Tom Cruise or whoever, right? Big celebrity name or whoever, right? How could they sell their soul for billions or millions or whatever, right? And because I can't make that, there's no way that I could look at anybody in the face and say, give me, X amount of billions or millions, and just forget about eternity. Even if there was no eternal conscious torment, even if it was just poof and you're gone, there's absolutely no way that I could, there's no way I could give my soul up. And maybe that's because it doesn't belong to me. Maybe because the reason why that's so baffling to us is because um, our souls don't belong to us anymore. They belong to God. And maybe he puts that on our heart. I don't know. Because more and more each day salvation feels like a gift from God far more than it does a choice that I made. And Joshua 24:15 says, choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. For me and my house we shall serve the Lord. That's right. I you remember that do you remember that line in that movie Coming to America? Now that was a classic movie, right? Coming to America, right, where the preacher is like very animated and he says, if loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. Remember that? I get that. I get that. I don't want to be right. I mean, even if even if the end of my life was a poof, right? I would still want to love God. I would still want to spend the rest of my life loving God because He makes me who I am. And these last 4 years, 5 years, right? I know I say that time period a lot, right? But finally, I'm happy with who I am. Finally, I like myself, not because I'm there already, right? Not because I've made it to where I need to be, right? But because I'm as best as I can be and I'm working on it still, you know. And yeah, I haven't been sick too much really either, Alex D. I'll tell you what, like um I remember having the chicken pox really bad when I was 15. It was like late for me to get chicken pox because my brother was sick. My brother had cancer when he was little, so um, we were around kids, I guess, but it just wasn't the same type of atmosphere. Being around a bunch of kids, and that's how I was always taught you get sick is just being around a bunch of kids all the time. And germs and and all that stuff, right? And when we were all playing with, because back then we didn't have video games so much, and we played outside and that kind of stuff. And you always got sick from somebody at school, and that's what surprises me about this situation where like you would think that the kids would get the vaccine first if there was an infection. It was ravishing this nation. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like when they came to our school to check us for lice, they didn't ask our parents. They just checked us for lice. If something is real, they just do it. I don't know how to explain that to anybody. Like when people were scared of this polio or whatever that was, right? They just lined you up and gave you a sugar cube. They didn't ask your parents or whatever. They lined you up and gave you the medicine because it was something real to be scared of, I guess. And when something's not real to be scared of, they make it a choice, and they make sure that you're at the age of accountability. See, you got to factor in these other variables, right? Like think about it in that terms, like hey, Darlene, it's great to see you. And Faith is here, and Cindy is here, and my buddy Homeless in America. What's your first name, Homeless in America? I know we talk quite a bit over other stuff. Uh, Not talk, but at least message. And I don't even know your first name, but I know we've had some similar experiences, at the very least. Um, yeah, it's just So I'm sorry, guys, for not being on time today. And I wanted to make I try to push myself to do a few things. I try to push myself to answer all the messages personally, and even if that got overwhelming, I still want to do that. I enjoy that. It's hard, but I enjoy it. And also, I want to make sure that I support all your guys' stuff, your streams and stuff. And so, um, so I was ready to go to Cool Dude stream, and I took a nap right before, and I went to log on, and it was already hidden, so I don't know if I missed that. I really wanted to go to that, and then I was awake. I woke up to do the show. Um, Put a message out that said if I can get everything figured it out, I'll be on by 7:15, and I'm just exhausted, guys. And here, like seemingly simple things, right? Like just going to pick up my phone, right? Is like it's becoming like impossible, right? Go to this one store, they're all closed because of COVID. Go to this other store, and they don't have the thing that was ordered, right? Uh, Go to another location, they want to add $500 onto it. to unlock it, you know. And it's like all these different scenarios just for the phone, right? Then it's you know, then it's you know, all this stuff with our people selling us out, or just really selling me out, you know, I guess, or us, you know, I don't know, over nothing, right? I don't even know for what, you know. And then I started thinking, well, you know, I hurt for other people, you know. I don't really hurt for me. I just hurt for other people. It does hurt me, but I hurt for other people. But you know what? You know, you can only get so many scars, man, before, you know, you just get like a tough skin about it, man. It's like, you know what? Hey, look, I'm not even gonna trip on this stuff anymore. I don't ever remember having to be this fragile with people, you know? Like I never in my life remember just like being this fragile, you know, like taking care. I do. Look, trust me, guys. Hey, Shazam, so good to see you, man. So good to see you. No, it's like you know, it just uh you know, I want to guard your guys' hearts with everything. I want to treat you guys special, and you are, and fragile, right? And that's important to me. I want to guard your hearts. I do, right? That is important to me. And yesterday, Rome was in the chat when I told everybody, I said, look, I'll die for you guys. I will. And I meant it yesterday. I would have died for him, and I probably still will today. But then you see the reciprocation on that is like, man, it's like, wow, it's wow, you know. Was that the plan the whole time? Like what was the decision there? Like I don't know, you know, but instead of making sense of it or like worrying about it or hurting over it, right? I'm just gonna have to like number one, chalk it up, right? Which I was gonna do anyway. But number two, like, hey, look, hey, that's another scar that I'm just gonna chalk it up, and it's like I'm not gonna trip on people like that anymore, you know, because God filled my heart with peace and filled my heart with joy, and I know where I'm going, right? I know where I'm going after this life. It's like the price has been paid, right? And yeah, sure. You know, I get asked questions, right? Like yesterday about salvation. Well, I guess I've been, you know, too careful answering some of these things, you know, like because I you know, the best thing to do is go read Romans and go read, you know, Galatians and go read uh, John, right? And you'll you know, I hate to sparse it out like that because all the books are good, you know. But if you read those, you'll have your answer. But here's the thing, right? If Romans 10:9 is true, right? If Romans 10:9 is true on its own, right? Then no, repenting is not part of it. If Romans 10:9 is not true on its own, just somebody explain how that works to me, and I will look at it. Because I'm not above learning anything, you know. So you know, it is what it is. But uh, I would say this: if somebody's attitude was like, okay, well, a person only cares about their own salvation and nothing else and nobody else, um, what's the minimum that needs to be done, right? Well, that's already the wrong attitude to begin with, you know. And you know, you know, I don't know, you know. Do I repent? Yes, of course. Of course I repent because God asks us to do it. I just don't attach it to salvation because it's written in so many places, right? And I don't know, like, I, hey, if someone could point it out to me a different way, I'll look at it. I mean, look, I self-admittedly, right? I started reading the Bible a few years ago. I'm happy with what I know because I'm going to learn more today, right? And I'm going to keep learning, right? But do I know enough to tell you how to live your whole life? No, I don't. I'm pretty sure about what I'm talking about, you know? Yeah, and see, I agree with that, Alex, but hey, if someone could tell me this, right? If one scripture is true just all by itself, right? Is there any scripture that's not true on its own? And because if they're all true on their own, right? Well, if that's the rule, right? Well, then it's simple. And if not, then it's not. That's all I can say. I always thought it was just all part of the same thing. You have a change of heart, right? You have a change of mind. You lose your rebellious spirit. You stop wanting to be that person that you were before. You become new. You accept the gift of salvation. You show your gratitude and love for God who died for you. Because I view it like this, right? Like, okay, like you're a person, you get put on death row, you're gonna die, right? And somebody decides to die for you, and they want you to do a few things, not for dying for you, but they just ask you to do a few things. I mean, do you just take the gift and then you take off and just do what you want? Or do you try to honor the person I mean, what's the attitude, Like, do I think a person needs to repent? Just that question on its own? Yes, absolutely. Do I think it needs to be, attached to, everything doesn't got to be like that. That's not how you don't have to think about everything like that. My relationship with God is the most important thing in my life, right? Why wouldn't I want to, love God with all my heart and love other people as I love myself, right? Why wouldn't I want to do that? He asked me to do that. Why wouldn't I want to get baptized? Why wouldn't I, want to stop lying and, cheating and, and all that stuff, right? Like what 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 would get into me where I would want to be saved and just forget everybody else. That's I don't know how any person could be that way, let alone I don't know. Hey, Anti-Venom, sorry I'm late, guys, man. As much as I know that things work out in God's world for His good and there's no mistakes in life, right? I am sorry for being late today, and I am sorry when I'm not not don't run a perfect schedule, but I have been so tired lately, and I know, hey, boo hoo, right? Poor poor Alex works very hard, and here I'm telling him how tired I am, right? And so I think about that, right? Or I think about, like things that I would normally say, oh, these are my obstacles in life, right? And then think about like what, I've seen my brother go through cancer as a kid, right? Now that's hard. That's a hard life, right? Uh, what I go through every day is not a hard life. And so, can you guys hold on for like 2 seconds? I want to take off my shirt. It's too hot in here. All right, hold on 1 second. I had to stretch too a little bit. I had to take off my shirt and then stretch. My neck is all like I'm tying myself up in knots, you know, and it's really not from like any kind of stress, right? Or any like it's not from any kind of difficult life or anything. It's just from like just me putting stress on myself, you know, my own broken thinking, right? And I have a long way to go before, you know, I don't think I'll ever get to the way I need to be in life, you know. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to try, right? And then I have this, you know, of course, I have this attitude that I'm not going to ever know everything in the Bible. So, of course, I lean on God's understanding of it, not my own, right? Well, it doesn't mean I'm not going to see a lot of people want to take that and make that extreme too. Oh, so you just won't learn anymore and you'll just say the Bible's true and not have your own uh, idea of how everything is. No, I do have my own idea and I am learning every day, right? It's like, but I'm humble enough to admit, right, that there are other people, right, that might know better than I do, you know, and most likely know better than I do, you know. There's people close to me that that know the Bible far better than me, you know. That's not an uncommon thing. I mean, that's not some crazy statement, you know. I mean, we're really like we're really. I mean, man, this world is just pretty odd, man. Pretty odd, man. And it's like, you know, I mean, it's just YouTube, man, and people are really holding on to these YouTube like personalities, right? Like that's them, and when the drama hits, they put so much value in their YouTube presence, which I think you should take important anywhere you exist in the world, whether it's virtually or you know in real life, right? You do your best, right? But to I don't know what would make a person go back to somebody that spoke to you so badly, you know. And you know, and then I get like, of course, I get people, you know, because I get all kinds of trolls and all kinds of criticism all day long, and you guys don't see that I don't want to ever bring up because it's like it's all negativity, right? Who wants to hear all that, right? I mean, I could make probably 20 streams in a day about the drama, right? But it's not about just being entertained, right? It's about you know, not even just learning something, because you know sometimes I don't have anything to teach you. It's just something edifying, something you know, maybe even just reminding us about stuff we already know. You know. All right, I'm gonna read some of these. Oh yeah, Romans 12:17. Never pay back with never pay back evil with more evil. Do things in such a way that everyone can see that everyone can see you're honorable. And see that's what I was trying to say the other day, Sasquatch, was, you know, hey, sometimes you hold the door for somebody and they're upset with you, right? Well, what about that other person on the street that sees that, you know? Like, instead of getting upset back at that person, right, for being upset at you, right, repaying evil for evil, right? Just do the thing so that the world can see what you're doing. So I hope I made that kind of make sense. Proverbs 18:21. Words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit, you choose. You're right. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, people just don't understand like just how much are you falling asleep, Faye? Because sometimes when I do that, like type like that, right, it's because I'm falling out. If you're falling asleep, go to sleep, kiddo. I don't want you to be all beat, you know what I mean? Like I feel bad. Hey, you know what? But having 15 up in here is pretty good, even if like five of them hate me. You know, maybe who knows, right? You never know what's gonna happen with people in life. You know. Says, yeah, I wasn't sure how many times, but it 100% proves that repenting is in connection with sin. Yeah. Well, it's got to be, right? Like if you're if you are like if your attitude is, oh, I can't, like, I'm gonna sin to like benefit somehow, or to hide from getting in trouble or something, right? That's a certain attitude. That's a spirit, right? That's an attitude of wanting to not have to pay for the things you've done, or to or to cheat and get ahead somehow, right? That's a rebellious spirit that needs to be changed. If you're gonna, when you stop sinning, like, I mean, it's obviously it all goes together, right? It does, and so, but I mean, hey, look, man, look, I'm not gonna get to a point where I'm gonna, like, because, like, here's the thing, right? Like, not only am like, I have to censor myself, because I wasn't gonna censor myself at all and just start talking about, because I was seeing how the other channels were doing it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna say what I want to say about all these things. But you know what? Boom! I got a community guidelines, not a community guidelines. Yeah, community guidelines warning. Well, they call it a warning, but it's a strike. Really, you get, instead of 3 strikes, you get 4, but one of them's a warning. And for, I guess it was giving medical advice or something like that. And I mean, Jim Carrey could tell you to get the jab, get the jab, get the jab, right? But if you say don't get the jab, that's medical advice somehow. But anyway, I wasn't gonna you know, I wasn't gonna censor myself, and then you got trolls, so then you're kind of censoring yourself even more because you don't want them to use your words to, twist them up or whatever. And you know what? You can't prevent none of that, man. I'm not gonna change my behavior because of some fools out there, man. Let them do what they're gonna do, man. I would hate to be inside of a person like that, man. That somehow thinks that that's the side to be on, man, where you behave in that way, and you treat your friend, you just save up information on your friends in case they disagree with you, and then you explode. And even with all the information saved, right, everything recorded and saved, right, it really wasn't that even that bad. I guess depending on what you've done in your life, right? And I'm not saying one person is better than another, but everyone has a life where they've made mistakes. Like, yes, do I want to live my life perfect? Sure. I regret every mistake I've ever made. Of course I want to run it to be perfect, right? But my life is far from horrible compared to whatever regular people, because we're regular people. John the Baptist died in jail, man. And he was the best man on earth, man, right? Is that I mean, besides Jesus, right? They say John the Baptist was the best, right? I mean, Jesus was perfect, so best would be an understatement. Um, but Jesus himself said there's nobody better than John the Baptist, right? I'm sure Elijah was pretty good, and I'm sure that Enoch was pretty good. Hey, Billy, truth be told, hey, I very rarely go through and listen to my own streams. I don't. I figure that's your guys' business after I'm done with it, right? To do whatever you want with it, and I try not to listen to it. But sometimes I do. Most of the time I could feel when it's a good or a bad show. Today, honestly, I felt like today's show was horrific. It wasn't going smooth like this at all. It was just like, I don't know, but somebody said it wasn't that bad and made me feel good. But it was just not, but definitely not on the best, not on the good list of best of all time. Won't be any highlights coming from there. But anyway, there are times where someone's told me to read the chat, and I have, and I hear myself a little bit, and then but Billy, I don't remember what it was, but I seen some of the comments you made, and it's pretty good stuff. So I give you credit for that. You know, it's worth recognizing you in front of everybody. And so yeah, it's you know, where are we at in this world, man? But like the thing that makes you feel good about it is that God said it would be like this, right? It would like down to the letter exactly how this place was gonna be. And it's just weird, man. It's just weird, you know? And I don't know how to. Oh, hey guys. This is my youngest son right there. I don't know if you guys can see Cole. You guys met my oldest boy, Will, and this is my youngest son right there. See how trusting they are because they put their first and last names on there. But they're both big boys. Both my boys are over 6'2" or 6'3". My youngest son used to be around 270 pounds, and now he's like at 215, but that's still pretty big. Yeah, so I don't worry about them being victimized, but of course they're my babies still. Oh yeah, my youngest is 6'4". I love my baby so much. You didn't call me today. That I did. Oh, you're down to 190? Wow, son, you might even be skinny to be honest. This kid was like at 270 pounds and now he's at 190. Alex, you're at 290? That's a big boy, man. You don't mess around, Alex. I don't know how it happened, but I got these two big boys, you know, two big strong boys, you know. Yeah, he's looking kind of skinny, Alex, for sure. When he was kind of a football player-ish looking, but he's he's soft inside, you know. Yeah, I'm about 5'10" and about 190 right now, but I was down to like 160 when I was streaming with Tony. My stomach thing was, I mean, it was killing me, man. I was skinny. It was hurting me. Yeah. Oh man, that makes me feel happy. I love seeing my babies. And it was good seeing Will here a couple times, you know. It's like I'm glad that they're able to hear this, you know, about how the world is, you know, a reality, right? And they're just good guys. I know I'm on really late tonight, Coles, but this is a good group of people in here. It's an awesome group of people today. And it's gonna be what, another 7 hours, and it's gonna be another show, you know. Yeah, no one will pick on him now, no, for sure, right? Well, guys, I'm gonna round out, and if Cole, if you want to call me, I want you to call me, and we could talk. I've talked to this kid every day pretty much since he was like 8 years old, and he's 18 now. And I mean, of course, I talked to him before that. I've seen him before that, but like in a streak. I mean, hey BB, did I just not see BB coming in here? Oh no! But oh, my kids are 21 and 18. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Well, there's good, high integrity men in here, you know, and a strong group of women, you know. And I'm proud to have the demographic that I have, you know. Like, you know, I guess we were all made to fit together at this time, you know. And so it is what it is, right? So I love you guys, and God bless you, and praise Jesus for His sacrifice and His grace. Sorry again for being late. I've just been tired lately, and I'll get back on track tomorrow. And you guys have a great night, and pray for the kids. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7.